streaming, right? So here you'll see, like, it's giving you those signals to buy and sell, on US 30. I mean, these are big, big moves, right? So here's a buy. This here's a buy. We would have caught, at this point, a nice strong
Lightning
buy.
bolt with a buy confirmation.
Yeah, lightning bolt with a buy confirmation. Boom. I mean, that's a huge 2,300 points. Here's a sell. Nice sell. You could have just caught it from here down, from here, this point down, and then waited for the retracement. You know how we do. We wait for the retracement. And it also draws out the fib, right? So this was the fib, right? This was the move, the push up, and then it'll automatically draw the fib. So this is
That's
this is the
nice.
push down, and it'll automatically draw the fib right here. So
Yeah, that
this,
was one of the original things you put in it a while back. I
exactly.
remember they were
Exactly.
drawing out the fibs perfectly for every move. I
Yeah.
remember that.
So this is the buys, you're seeing the buys, some sells, even here, even though this is, pretty tight, you still get, 3,700 points. That's still a lot. That's still a big move. Right? So that's still like what 370, I guess 370 points. Which is still big. That's good enough for me for when I'm scalping. And this would be a nice move. So it's really catching, a lot of the moves. Here's the buy for this one. Here's another buy. It's just ongoing. Yeah, here's another buy. Look at this nice sell. So it's the lightning bolt that struck down, and then the buy move comes in. You get in the lightning bolt struck up. Here's the sell move that goes down. And it's just constant. You know.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing using consistency and risk management correctly, just being consistent with the trades, it should be. I mean, it looks profitable, more than profitable,
Exactly.
because especially with because it's consistent. It's been very consistent.
Exactly. So, I've tested on this pair, and this is on a 15. Sometimes I'll drop to a 5, and I'll say, hey, let me take a look at what it looks like on a 5 minute. And even on a 5 minute look, currently, had I been in it or ready, I would have caught this buy here, and that would have been more than enough for me. That would have been a big enough move right there for me just to exit. Right at that point, another buy signal, you know. Yeah, so here's another buy, so it's really consistent. Here's a lightning bolt that didn't trigger a move, right? So this lightning bolt here, what am I doing? Here, this lightning bolt here, it formed the lightning bolt, but it didn't give me a confirmation of a retracement or reversal at all. So on the 5 minute, I wouldn't have gotten in, but let me just see if I go to like the 15, and that's at October 4th at 2:05. Let's just see what happens there. So it's loading. October 4th at 2:05. Would it have caught it? No, it's up here. No, I wouldn't have caught it. Uh, no, October 4th.
So even on every time frame, it's giving you these lightning bolts.
Exactly. Exactly. And it changes the lightning bolt for that time period. But what it's doing in code is it's looking at other time periods. So it's looking at like 3 different time periods to get confluences across time periods just in code itself. So it wouldn't have caught that move. The lightning bolt wouldn't have October 4th at 2 o'clock. Let's see here, 3. That would have been right here. So no, it wouldn't have caught the move, but I'm okay with it. I would have entered the move anyway on on some other confirmation.
Definitely, so utilizing it as a tool specifically, especially with a little bit of a skill set, you
That's
should be
right.
able to dominate the markets, and with
Exactly.
a bit more confidence, using the tool as confidence. I feel like once people, or like I feel like in my personal experience, once I take a couple of trades of the algo and it performs, there my confidence is going to be very on point with it, and therefore whenever I take a trade, you could use it as a tool perfectly with confidence.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what I've been doing. I'm literally I lost my losing streak. I was on an 18 trade win streak, 18. And then today when I went upstairs to go eat, it went to shit. Like I was in Ethereum, Ethereum USD, and it just failed on me. Like literally, it just melted on me, and I walked away. I literally said, "Oh, I'm good." I got too cocky and overconfident, and I didn't set my stop loss. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna do it on my phone." Went up to eat, and then it just crashed on me. It literally just crashed on me. But I had a 18 um, concurrent trades. So here's what is this? This is USD CAD, which also pays out. USD CAD pays,
Yes,
big. And
yes, we
look at
used to
so
talk
this,
about that all the time. How
yeah,
we used to do that. That was my first pair.
Real, yes, yeah, definitely a good pair. I mean, it definitely pays out. I mean, this is only 5.4. Sometimes I'm good with like small moves, and I'll just get out, and I'm good because my $50 here, on my small account, my $300 there, 650, all that stuff adds up.
Yeah.
You
With
know,
consistency, that's how you grow.
exactly. So it's definitely hitting. It's definitely hitting the signals. The signals are hitting. This is small, but still at least it's 12 points, 12 pips, which is fine. Nice sell here. And then what I would normally do is I put my stop, of course, above the lightning bolt. Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes what I'll do is I'm writing the code now. That sometimes what'll happen is if I get the sell signal and say it's after 23.6 of the retracement, then I'll put in a sell limit. Right.
So just in case you catch the retracement, if not
Yeah, which means I'm going to wait for it to retrace back exactly to like, usually I do
trigger.
88% of the full move and then I'll get in, at that point rather than getting in all the way out here at this level because then the stop loss is way back. So, it's definitely, it's clean. It's definitely clean. Let's look at GJ. Let's see what it's doing on GJ. Let's look at GJ. So this is GJ on the 5-minute GJ. Right? So here, let me get rid of some of these indicators.
Oh my god, what a beautiful trade. Look where it caught that by. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll keep that 50 on this one here, 100. This is all testing. I can remove
Look,
that.
it caught the buy and the sell on the
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's been slaughtering GJ Squawk.
yeah, it's killing it. It's killing it. So here you had the buy, you shoot it up, and look
And
at
the
that.
sell,
That's
and then you got to
16
buy here.
points. Yeah, and that's 16 pips plus this one. That's another 13. And remember, I'm exiting it out on that very bottom there. So I'm exiting out really, really, on the full move, and then on the buy. So 16, 13, and the 10.
I'll destroy with this.
Yeah, so that's what's that? That's 39 pips right there. And here's a buy right here. Nice buy. Late entry in the buy. Look at that on a 50% retracement. But
And it kept on going. It knew that it was going to keep on
yeah,
going. Oh my god.
yeah.
So what's that? One trade, two trades. How many out of the last five I've seen? I think there's only
Well, suspect.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. So we've got. Let's see here. Let me move the screen out the way. We've got yeah, the
Oh my
buy, the
god, it's
sell,
slaughtering
the
GJ.
buy, the buy. Here's a tight buy. Let's see. Here's a this one is tight, but let's see how many points is. Yeah, that's I mean 7-7. So we'd probably break even, right? Because we probably wouldn't cash out. Then we're
Fresh.
looking for
Yeah,
that 10.
let's be generous. This is
Yeah,
what we're
exactly. This is another one that would be bouncing around. Maybe it'd get us 5. So that's a little iffy there. A nice solid buy. Nice
Yeah,
solid
but those
buy.
aren't even losing trades when you're looking at them.
No, they're break
No.
evens.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sell was it did not even go 2 since the drawdown.
exactly. Let me move this. Let's add this. Let's add more. Let's go back a little bit further. And once again, this is just 5-minute charts. This is not even looking at like the 1 hour. Like this has changed my whole approach. I don't have to do top-down analysis.
Yeah.
I don't have to look at, time frames. My logic was because this works this way, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to flip it so that so that instead of looking like at the 30, a lot of people trade on the 30 and the 15, and then they'll find the entry, and then they'll find the setup, and then they'll drill down to the one and find their confluence and get in. Where I'm trying to flip it, I'm trying to find it where I'm trying to get in on the 1 and 5, and then zoom out to see, well, is this going to be a scalp, or could I possibly turn this into a
That
swing?
dream trade that people talk about, where they say, "Oh, I'm a scalper intraday trader. I want to scalp into my trade
That's
and see if
right.
I can let it run."
That's right. Because
That's the
if we're looking for
dream
setups just
trade.
on the exactly. And if we're looking for just trades on the 15, well, we're missing 15 other opportunities per minute to see if maybe there's an entry on some, on a 1 minute, you know. So here's a nice little sell here. I mean, this one actually it sold, it got the confirmation very
Like 30
early,
pips,
like right here. And this one is, yeah, 41 pips,
41.
you know. This buy is
Oh
too
my.
late. This buy is too late, but still at this point, yeah, 6.7. We'd probably break even. We'd see, of course, we'd see what we'd see to not get into it. Look at this nice sell here. This one is another 97 pips.
Man, with probabilities, using probabilities, how you're supposed to be using them as a trader,
Yeah,
this is gold.
yeah. This is definitely killing. This buy here, would have come up. We would have, taken partials. It would have knocked us out perhaps, or come very close. We would have probably gotten right back in because we see the SMA is running, above the 50. We would have gotten in and rode that up. Or
You've
if,
had those
say
you've had
again.
those confident trades where you just are sure where the price is going with, especially with tools, and you just eat off of it.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
exactly what I'm imagining myself doing right now. I'm
Yeah.
finding a perfect trade where I say, hey, look, this is beautiful. I'm
This is
going
it.
along. And it's getting a
Exactly.
confirmation lightning bolt.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And even if we got in on this buy, how many points is this for a stop loss? This is only a 5 pip stop loss. So I wouldn't have exited here. I would have taken partials up here, and I would have pushed my stops up, already, because look, the lightning bolt is only
And you
6.7
traded
points
above
away.
the 20. And
Yeah,
you flipped above the 20, which you're above the 8. You're probably above the 50. Therefore, you have your
yeah,
confluences to start going into the higher time frames.
exactly. And this is the 50. I don't even put the 20 on there. I could, but this is the 50 SMA.
Oh, that's
So
the 50.
yeah,
Beautiful. Even
so
better.
yeah,
You have to be above the 50. That was what I'm
yeah,
looking for.
yeah. And this here, now
Kind
let
of
me.
on prices right now. DJ right now is I'm in a long right now.
Oh, are you?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Not but like a low position.
Yeah. Nice. So what's interesting is, so I guess we could go through like how we want to do this, in terms of uh, your confluences, what you see on a chart, and then we could throw it up. I could look at it on this side. If I have to, I'll share the screen with you. I'll just send the Zoom to you, let you share your screen if you wanted to. Like we can really interact. We can really do what we want. It doesn't have to just be my screen. It could be your screen. We could flip it back and forth.
Definitely. Yeah, I totally agree with I mean just with sharing just with stream sharing, like me being able to share my screen if I ever have to explain something, like for example my influences that I see with the lightning bolt, or why I think trades are going to be able to run, or why I think we should be careful with our short stop loss.
Yeah.
With a quick switch, I think people would be able to, would actually like the benefit of being able to be a bit more dynamic with what's going on in front of them with the screen.
Exactly. And I guess
But
and I think there's got to be a value add. Like I don't know if I lose, with this indicator, I don't know if I lose value add when I'm explaining to people how to trade it, right? Because all I say is wait for the lightning bolts, look for buy, and you buy. Where everyone else, we're gonna say, hey, you know what? This is they're actually teaching trading. They're saying, hey, here's my support. Sitting on a level of support. It's over my 20. It retested, and you've got all these different things, these elements that I think people are intrigued about. But my trading is, this is an indicator like an SMA, and it's just simply, well, if you have access to the lightning bolt strategy, it really takes all of that out of the picture. And I don't know if that's going to diminish some value, if it's going to take away from value there, because
I think
it's too
it would
easy.
have to. It would take away value if we had a bad approach, but the approach that we're giving it is a lot more constructive on just waiting around for a indicator to give us an entry.
Yeah, yeah,
It's, we have to make it. I mean, and I see that it's a lot more constructive the way we're looking at it. So I don't think it actually adds more value. I
okay,
think it adds more value,
nice,
specifically because there's a strategy here. This is what we talked about when how people dance around what's the correct way to trade. They'll tell you, hey, look, this is a fib short right now, but then the fib short doesn't play out, and they tell you, hey, no, but it was major resistance, so this is major level, and the major level means that there has to be huge rejection zone, et
yeah,
cetera. So you can't dance around nothing with the algo, with the computer, because it's a
yeah,
strategy.
that's
It's
right,
set. It's either
yeah,
profitable and it's either not.
that's
And we're
right,
going to be consistent with what we're doing, and it's gonna and you're either winning because you're being consistent with it, or you're either not because of those reasons. And
yeah,
like my point is that it is what it is. There is no, oh, it didn't play out this time, like, or no dancing around the truth. The,
that's
the, the
right,
algo's gonna perform. We
yeah,
don't change the strategy. The strategy is always the same.
that's right,
So
that's right.
so
So
I think that's the greatest part about it. Like, literally, that's the greatest part about it.
yeah, yeah. And what I could do is I could also throw up, I can throw up those blue support and resistance zones, which I think will help people see it, right? So if I enable it, then you'll see the blue zones, and then you'll see that, hey, at this level here, it's sitting on a level of support. Like it auto draws it. You know what I mean? It auto draws it, and those zones I think are solid. So I feel good about that. So I will, when we go live, I'll enable it. Right now, I'm in the middle of a coding part up for that, but I'll enable that. And also, what I do is the confirmations here, a lot of my confirmations are candlestick formations, right? So it's going to be, like a morning star, an evening star, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. And then what I'll do is I will just color those so that people could see, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I get my lightning pulse, and this is the confirmation. It's a bullish engulfing. It's sitting on top of support. And that's the reason for entry.
I think it even opens up a new door that I don't think you've seen yet. But you think that's what you programmed into it. I think will open the door also for a lot of people that say, hey, maybe I could figure out how to program something like that, because maybe I don't like that strategy. Maybe I want it to be when it shows this, or maybe when I want it to show that. Because you're literally showing, hey, this is why the strategy is this is why it is what it is. This is what's built into it.
Oh my God, so, your GJ is running.
Holding this for beginning of the session. This is like monthly lows, weekly lows. Like whether break this monthly level support or we're rejecting it for a while before we break it. And I think we're gonna reject it. I don't think we're breaking that quick.
Wow. What did you get in at?
Let me open up my phone. Yeah, this is fine.
Oh my God.
Not much. I'm only up 13 pips. 150, 350.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So my buy got in right around 150. It's going to be, so when you get this buy signal, it puts it at the bottom of the entry candle. That's not exactly at the price of entry, right? Because that could happen at any point. As this candle is growing, it's going to happen at any point.
So if it pops and it closes, it's going to look like it all the way at the bottom.
That's right.
Makes sense.
So in reality, your 150, 350 would be the top end of my entry, which is like right on target. Like you're confirming the algo, or the algo is confirming your move too, because literally it's right at the same price.
Yeah, no. When you opened up your GJ, I said no way. I would have taken it with that. That's why I asked you, Squawk. You may never take a trade where you just put start eating because you're super sure where price is going.
Yeah.
There's an inverted beautiful head and shoulders. The SMAs are holding up under. There's just confluence on confluence.
Yeah.
So, I love that algo. It's making me smile. I know I'm going to be able to I'm going to be able to take great advantage of it.
That's good. That's really good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up so it's free. But since we're working on this, I'm going to stream it every night when we're on, obviously, and when we're not, so that you can just take a look. I'll just split the screen and I'll have GJ running, and we let it go. What I'm going to do, what I'm working on now also is, instead of me flipping, because it runs on every pair, I want to trade all these pairs. I've been trading, I've tested it in the last week, all of these pairs, US30, USD CAD, GBP, JPY, gold, US GBP, USD, USD, JPY, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all these I've tested it on. But for me to, go and continue to flip between these, pages, it's really, I'm looking for the entries. But it could be painful because there's so many. So what I'm writing now is one window that's going to run. It's going to be minimized, and it's going to go through, and it's going to loop through or enumerate through all of the symbols in my market watch, and then it's going to run lightning bolts, and it's just going to then ping me and let me know, or put an alert on the screen to say, hey, you've got it on the 5-minute USD CAD, or you got it on the 15-minute Euro USD, and then I can flip at that point, and then we can look at it and see, hey, how do we want to approach it?
So this will be with us still manually waiting for that ping to be able to switch it.
Yeah, or if we manually waiting. Exactly, or if we see something like just with our eyes and we're looking at something, we're saying, hey, you know what, Leon, take a look at this. I'm seeing this on GJ. So there's a setup happening. Then I'll just come and I'll just get on the GJ and start taking a look, and then we can start performing our top. What's the risk level on this trade versus what's not, and as people we talk about, hey, move stops to break even and take profits, and perhaps I could just right then and there just write code for take profits, take partials after a certain pip goal.
That's great.
So what's going to happen is this is going to automatically drop into the signal group. All right, let me just load this up. This is automatically going to drop into the signal group. I'm in the middle of just final testing of that.
Yeah. Are you manually going to say, hey, make sure the signal comes in, or?
No, it's automatic. So when my signal draws a buy signal, when I get my lightning bolt, I'm going to drop a signal, lightning bolt formation, GBP, JPY, 5-minute. Like get ready. Like this is a setup.
There's each signal group, let's say